Vidyadhyayanamandasyurasamarambaam Nithyanandeshwari madhyamaam Asmadacharya paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Swamijis, Satsangis, Mahants, Kotaris, Tanidars, sitting with us all over the world at this moment through Nithyananda TV, Lotus TV, Sadhana, Janashri, Ishwar TVs, and through two-way video conferencing, having Nayana Diksha. Cities sitting with us through Nayana Diksha, San Jose, Madurai, Laverne, California, Singapore, Singapuram, Indrani, New Jersey, Kulim, Malaysia, Lunas, Malaysia, Tiruvanmiyur, Chennai, Varanasi, Pujananda, Charlotte, Srisailam, Guadalupe, Rameshwaram, Nithyananda Nagaramu, Hyderabad, Oklahoma, Somanatham, Ohio, Prayag, Los Angeles, Arunachalam, Kulim, Tiruttani, Toronto, Kailasam, Seattle, Chidambaram, Scottsdale, Arizona, Redmond, Washington, Doncaster, UK, Oman, Sivagangai, Devon, UK, London, Kashi, Hong Kong, Sirgari, Hyderabad, Gupta Kashi, Hong Kong, Tanmoon, New Jersey, Omkareshwar, High Point, North Carolina, Highland Creek, North Carolina, Tallahassee, Florida. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Today, New Jersey, Omkareshwar, London, Kashi, Devon, UK, South Africa, St. Julian, France, Paris, in all these places, Kalpataru Darshan. I welcome all the devotees who have gathered in New Jersey, Omkareshwar for Kalpataru Darshan. Some more cities are joining. Newfoundland, Canada. Let me enter into today's Satsang. Please listen. Today I wanted to reveal this important truth to all of you, and I wanted this to become part of your immediate cognition. The first thing, human beings go on fantasizing, go on visualizing this all should happen in my life, but go on continuing to have the lifestyle, thinking style, working style completely opposite to what they want to achieve. Listen. Want to have some things as a reality in the life, but working completely in the opposite direction. The thinking style, working style, everything completely in the opposite direction. This is what I call vasana. It is like there are some fellows who wanted to melt down in devotion, bhakti. When they see the devotees ecstatic, just lost in the ecstasy, they get jealous. See this person's devotion. What a joy he or she is radiating. They are ecstatic. They are jealous, seeing the ecstasy of the devotees. But what need to be done to achieve that as a reality, they will not do. Their lifestyle, the way of acting, way of thinking, everything will be completely in opposite direction. Same way in the world, they will see the successful CEOs sitting in a rotating chair, addressing the round table conferences, flying in private jet. All that they will see, they will feel jealous, they want to create that as their reality. But if you see their thinking style, the working style, the functioning style, they will continue to remain in their default thinking, feeling, acting, living style, which is completely opposite to the reality they want to cause. This is what I call vasana. Please understand. Immediately what binds you is vasana. For example, if you are put in prison, police, judiciary, prison authorities, all of them only largely bind you. But immediately what binds you is the bar, the door, and the lock and key with which the door is locked. That only immediately binds you. Same way, the maya, ignorance, all that only largely binds you. But vasana is the door, gate, immediately binds you. Many times you do not know who is that officer who convicted you or who is that officer who locked you up. But you will feel the suffocation, boundedness when the door is locked. Just like the door is the immediate bondage you experience. In the life, vasana is the immediate bondage. Understand? One good news you have is, in the system of the country law, even if you escape from the immediate bondage, like you break the prison and run away, the largest bonding system, the police or all that system, they will somehow bring you back and put you in the another prison. But the good news you have is in the cosmic law, the moment you break the immediate bondage, the whole cosmos supports you and liberates you once for all. This is the biggest difference between the country law and the cosmic law. End of the day, country law is man-made. Cosmic law is God-made. Naturally, the purpose is different. Understand? And ultimately, even country law cannot torture you when God wants to protect you. listen. God has a space even in the hearts of the people who execute country law. So He knows, and still He has a lot of people through whom He can operate running the country law. First thing you need to understand, the truth I wanted to convey to all of you through this example, if you break your immediate bondage, the vasana, listen, the immediate bondage, the vasana, suddenly you will see the whole ocean of powers opens in front of you. I am giving you one example. People always have this vasana of, how can I get up in the early morning and do yoga? Everyone visualizes themselves with a yogic, slim, lean, powerful, energetic, six-pack body. Everyone fantasizes about themselves. But only when 3:30 alarm goes on, all the vasanas will wake up. You don't wake up when the 3:30 alarm goes on. Vasanas wakes up. Why not just today? Today is after all one day after Shivaratri. Listen, everybody goes on fantasizing a yogic body. But morning 3:30 when the alarm goes on, everybody wants to be a rogi. No, I am feeling sick. See, I am having little throat ache and I think my back has a pain. Understand? Just to escape from yoga, you make yourself a rogi. That is what I call self-blackmailing. And after 3-4 times, actually itself you will start having back pain. And saying, no. Finally what happened? What is your reality, the reality you want to cause, and what path you are traveling? Completely opposite. And the good news is, even if you break that one vasana, that morning, when you try to wake up, the vasanas which comes up, if you complete just with those vasanas, not only you will do yoga and you will have a healthy body, please understand, that will break the whole tamasic nature of your life. Means that whole postponing, inertia patterns of life. Most of the time, postponing works against the reality you want to cause. It is like somebody has a cancer and doctors suggest they have to do the surgery within 1 month and they have to make decision. Like this, one person came to me. I asked, you say doctor says you have to decide within a month. What have you decided? The person says very unconsciously, no, I have not yet decided, I am postponing. I said, already 1 month is over, some decision you have to take. No, I am postponing. Then I told that person, at least be very clear. Don't say you are postponing, you are deciding not to decide. The disease is not going to wait till you give your order. Every day you postpone the decision, don't use the sweet word postponing. Use the right word. I am deciding not to decide. Understand? Many times you are postponing is the automatic decision of opposite direction. But you take postponing in a very light way. I'm just postponing. What do you mean? By the act of postponing, you are traveling completely in the opposite direction of the reality you want to cause. Then it is not postponing, it is working in the opposite direction of the reality you want to cause. The reality you want to cause is you want to get rid of the cancer and live healthily, happily. But the postponing is doing complete opposite side action. What is the postponing is going to do? Make the disease worse and kill you. And you think postponing is not an action. No. Understand, postponing is an action. First thing all of you need to understand, postponing is not inaction, it is a negative action. Postponing is not inaction, it is unaction. Understand? There is a difference between inaction and unaction. Action, opposite is unaction. Postponing is not inaction, it is unaction. Postponing is not neutral, it is working in the wrong direction. I have seen people suffering with the cancer of vasana. I can say in a way, vasana is not even cancer. Samskaras can be compared to cancer. Vasana should be compared to herpes too, which boils your body all the time. All the Navadwaras are burning. Suffering. And anybody comes near you, you give that suffering. Vasana. Vasana is literally like herpes too. Contagious, heavily torturous. Herpes 2 makes you lose your mind and makes you schizophrenia. The recent research papers, I was studying the internet, some of the articles and research papers. When you are under the attack, you lose the mind and you don't know what you do. You become schizophrenia. It was such a torturous disease. Vasana is like that. Vasana is exactly like that. You will be functioning completely in the opposite direction of the reality you want to cause. You always imagine a very loving relationship with your father. Very caring, loving, friendly. But the moment he calls you, your response. Understand? You always console yourself. No, I'll change myself later on. Please understand, postponing is the pattern which makes you not to see the stark reality as it is and gives you a kind of a consolation. Be very clear. If you don't do now, when are you going to do? What is going to move you tomorrow if you can't be moved today? I have seen even in the people's decision towards the spiritual initiation. For example, to attend the inner awakening. Everyone knows they have to transform, and everyone knows inner awakening is the path. But just by postponing, they console themselves, saying, after all, I am watching the Satsang every day. What is there? I'll go later on, next month, next year, next week. Don't think if you are postponing inner awakening, it is an inaction. If you are postponing inner awakening, you are supporting inner slumber. You are continue to support inner weakening. Don't think if you are postponing inner awakening, you are in some neutral place or inaction. No. You are continuing to entertain inner weakening. Either every day of your life makes inner awakening happen or inner weakening happen. If you live the science of completion, every day makes inner awakening happen or inner weakening happens by default. By postponing the surgery, don't think you are in the space of inaction. You are in the space of unaction. There is a difference between inaction and unaction. If there is no difference as per the English dictionary, I am giving the difference now. Take it. When you need to decide whether to have surgery or not, and you are not deciding, is not inaction, it is unaction. Means you are deciding not to decide. So naturally, till you have the surgery, the disease is not going to keep quiet. It is going to spread and take your life and make more life the more miserable, make your life more miserable, make your life more complicated. Listen. I tell you, same way your vasanas, before they make your life complicated. For example, if you are having gas trouble, before that leads to serious complications, use kadka pudi and clean it. If it becomes serious complication, after that just kadka pudi cannot help. Before it can become a serious complication, use the solution. Listen, same way. Same way. Before your vasanas complicate your life, create irreparable damages in your life and body and mind, do inner awakening and wake up. Complete. Inner awakening is like spiritual surgery. Go through it before your vasanas make serious complications. Listen. Postponing inner awakening is not inaction, it is non-action. It is unaction. When you postpone inner awakening, don't think your patterns and vasanas are just going to keep quiet. I read a one-liner. Wife says to the husband, "Hey, look at this computer, it is not listening to my command and working." The husband says, "Honey, it's a computer, not husband." So don't think when you are postponing inner awakening, your patterns are just going to keep quiet. No. So they are going to continuously do their work. All the difficulty on the planet Earth is good people postpone what they want to do and bad people don't postpone, act immediately. Terrorists act immediately. Good people always postpone what they want to do. See, that's the worst thing for the planet Earth, for the world. If you see, always these good people postpone. I wanted to start a school, but I thought I'll do next year. I wanted to start a Bal Vidyalaya, but I'll do after 2 years. I wanted to go for inner awakening. Maybe I'll go in December cruise. Or till you go for December cruise, all your patterns are going to keep quiet. Is it a vacation or what? All your 9 holes are burning. You don't understand. Look at the stark reality. Listen, good people go on postponing what they want to do. But the terrorists, are they going to keep quiet? Are they keeping quiet? Have you seen a terrorist? I wanted to bomb that building, but I will do it after 2 years. No. If terrorists think like that, it is good for the world. But terrorists don't postpone. But unfortunately to the world, terrorists go on acting immediately without postponing. Good people go on postponing, thinking, after all, postponing is just inaction. That is not a sin. No. Many times, unaction is misconstrued as inaction. Say, for example, this sphere is here. If I don't move this to this place, it can, if it is just kept here, it can be called as inaction because it is static. But if the same sphere is on a conveyor belt, which is moving, dynamic, if I don't remove, it cannot be called as inaction, it is unaction because something else is allowed to happen. Postponing inner awakening is not inaction, it is unaction because you are allowing your patterns to weaken your inner space every day. Your patterns are making more and more complications. you are led to more and more difficulties and complications by your patterns. Your patterns are doing more and more damage to you. Your vasanas are driving you to a deeper and deeper mess. More and more difficult, complicated situations. Your health is damaged, relationships are damaged, your confidence about yourself is destroyed. Inability to tolerate yourself, I tell you, inability to tolerate yourself is restlessness. Inability to tolerate yourself. Understand? Somebody asked me, what is the difference between a spiritual movement and social or political movement? Social or political movement is created by a guy who is unable to tolerate himself. The inability to tolerate himself, he wants to do something and he creates. That is political or social movement. But spiritual movement is a guy completely settled with himself. When he creates, it is a spiritual movement. Outside both will look almost same. Understand? The kind of a mental setup I produce on my next generation, the next layer people, that only decides whether we are a spiritual movement or a political movement. That will naturally have the quality of what I am inside. If inaction is misconstrued as anaction and unaction is misconstrued as inaction, you are in huge delusion. You are up to something without knowing how to face it. I have seen when something which you think you can handle when you imagine and not able to handle when it really happens, what happens to you is called collapsing. When you imagine, you will feel like you can handle it. When it actually happens, you can't handle it. And that time what happens to you is collapsing. Understand? Vasanas are like infection. Just like satori is an infection, vasanas are infection. If you get satori, glimpse of enlightenment, you can take that fabric and weave your whole life with it. Same way a vasana, if that infects you, there is a possibility your whole life you will weave it with the same fabric of vasana and get infected. Like if the infection enters your system, it can spread to your lungs, kidney, brain. Once it reaches the kidney and liver, impossible to cure. Same way, if your vasana reaches, infects you with a self-blackmailing pattern and SDHD, then the complication has become more complicated. ध्यान से सुनिए, please listen. So before the infection spreads and makes you weaken, makes more and more weak, makes more and more weakening happen. Please allow awakening happen. So postponing inner awakening is not inaction, it is unaction. Can cause many untold dangers, can lead to untold, unexpected complications in your body, mind, relationships, consciousness. Understand? There are some things I wanted to name it as a diseases of consciousness. SD, HD and SBM. Self-doubt, hatred, denial and self-blackmailing patterns. These are all conscious diseases. Before your vasanas become conscious diseases, I request you to go through the great spiritual surgery called inner awakening. I bless you all. Let you all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching and causing eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.